All right, welcome back to the Chicago Marathon training series. This is episode 4, I believe. And guys, we just ran our biggest mileage week, I think, ever. I ran a total of 53 miles, which equates to, I think, 85 kilometers. And let me tell you, my legs were definitely feeling it yesterday. It is Tuesday when I am recording this, and I feel like last week was just a whirlwind of a week. And yeah, I just wanted to sit down and chat about it today and chat about how last week went. So as you guys know, last week I shared my video about being on billboards in London and going on that run, going and finding every single one, which was a ton of fun. And it was just very cool. And it still is just like a very pinch me moment. And I still have been like passing by some of them on like some of my runs, cycles. And it's kind of weird to just be like going about my day and then being like, oh yeah. And I look over and it's me. Speaking of, I'm actually wearing, this is not the same t-shirt that I wore 2 weeks ago. This is actually the shirt that YouTube sent. I'll share like a screenshot of the goodie bag that they sent in the mail, but very, very cool shirt and I love it. It's just very cool. They also released a blog post today kind of talking about like different runners, and I got to share a quote from myself about what it means to be running even when I'm not running. And yeah, it was just a very cool running campaign to be a part of, and I feel so grateful. So yeah, and being here recording for YouTube obviously is also very cool. You might be able to tell a little bit, but I've just been for a haircut and I try and fulfill my duties as a female. And I used to be so bad about getting haircuts regularly, and I've been trying to keep up with like a every 3 to 4 month like schedule. And I absolutely love it because the lady that I see every single time does a blowout, and it just like, I wish I could do this to my hair every day because I love it. And it's like kind of falling out now since I've walked home, but I love it so much. It honestly always feels so nice, and it's just like a really nice way to like kick off a new week as well. And yeah, I feel like especially as a female runner in the summer, you feel when your hair is just like weighing you down, like especially on those summer runs. And I've been feeling that lately. And so I thought it was probably best to go and finally get the haircut. So yeah, feeling very refreshed. But you might be able to see in the background, I still have my little balloon from celebrating the podcast turning 4. And this month as well, my RAR Run Club that I host every month in London actually turns 2, which we're celebrating not this weekend but next weekend. So August has just been a really cool month, and I've just been really, really enjoying it. And I feel like this is going to be a pretty big month of training as well. And I know that September will kind of be like peak, and I'm going to be talking about like half marathon and sort of like what the tune-up race is going to look like this year. Even though it's the same race, it is a little bit of a different situation, and I'll share about that more soon. But I am very excited to be sharing about just like what training has looked like today. I also want to talk about like some gripes that I've been having with training, but otherwise it's been a really great week of training. I think it's always really positive to see your body react to high mileage really well. And I know that high mileage means something so different for everyone. And so for me personally, like this last week was pretty crazy. Just to like see my body be able to endure that much mileage is really great. And I think as well, it's also really great to see that like that sign from your body that like you've been fueling properly, recovering properly. I've been sleeping like no other. I'm sleeping like 8 to 9 hours a night, and some days I nap, and it's just like my body's just like feeling really good. And I think that it's just a real testament to like consistency and just like continuously training, but like learning something new every year of training, every training block, and being able to bring that to the next training block. So I'm feeling really strong, and obviously I've been having really good marathon pace sessions as well. And yeah, so last week we had no marathon pace sessions, and so I'll kick it off with last week's Sunday run, which was an 18-mile long run just for time on feet. This was it was Monday, just yesterday, that was the hottest day in the UK this year, but the day before was like pretty close to being the same temperature. And I did try to get out kind of early, but I kind of failed. And so I'm gonna roll the clips and share what Sunday long run looked like for me this week. Hey, good morning, happy long run Sunday. I've got 18 miles easy just for time on feet. I'm 4 miles in, heading to Victoria Park first jump. So yeah, today's just 18 miles easy, time on feet, and we're gonna hit 53 miles this week, I think. I'm also doing a video to see how long my legs last on one application of Bodyguard in these shorts. but we're about 7 miles in. So far, so good. Okay, mile 8. Another gel. I've been stopping at like every water fountain because it's so warm. Okay, needed a change of scenery. About 13.5 miles in. Third gel. Just hit 16 miles. I really don't want to take another gel. Okay, hit 18 miles and no chafe in the legs. Just finished 18 miles. I did not end up taking my last gel. I feel like I should have just done an extra lap at Victoria Park because they had so many water fountains and I'm just so thirsty now, but we got it done. So yeah, I feel like all in all, a really positive run, and my coach genuinely just wanted me to get some time on feet, and it's also just a great way to be able to practice fueling and just be able to practice like any race day strategies, like what I'm having for breakfast in the morning, what I'm going to be having throughout the run. And I really like, I'm getting to a point where I feel like I'm like, my body is one with Morton again, and it feels really good because I feel like initially when I first started training, like it just takes a little bit for my body to like get used to fueling that much as well. And I think I'm also just being really vigilant about having a gel every 4 miles at the like very least. And so I know that everyone's different with that as well. So I'm not telling you that you should take a gel every 4 miles. You have to sort of like do a lot of trial and error with your body and just see what works best for you. And so for me, I enjoy having a gel every 4 miles, and so that's what we did. I did bring 4 gels. I only ended up having 3. I really could not bring myself to stomach that last one because I finished my third one around mile 15, and then at that point I had like 3 miles left, and I was like, I could take a gel. I could. I also am just like kind of fading, and also like my stomach just like doesn't know that if it can handle another gel, but I know that in hindsight I should have just taken that 4th gel just to like get the practice in, but we live and we learn, and it's going to be okay. And I made it to the end of the run anyways. I also did a sort of a fun little test to see how long my legs could sustain with Body Glide. So I did 1 layer of Body Glide before that 18-mile run. And in the past, I have always been someone who wears biker shorts on long run days. But like when it was as hot as it was, which I think it was like 30 degrees Celsius, like almost 90 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like really warm for the UK, I was just like, I really want to wear the flowy shorts. And lately I've been loving the Lululemon Fast and Free shorts. They are like chef's kiss, so good. But I was just like, I've done like 10-mile run, 12-mile run in them, and like I've been okay, but I was thinking like, would I be able to last 18 miles? Would my legs last without chafing with just 1 layer of Body Glide? So if you want to go and watch that full video, it's on my social media, but I had a really fun time trying it out, and yeah, spoiler, it lasted 18 miles, which is pretty crazy for someone like me, I think, that has always had muscly legs throughout her whole life and always kind of thought that I had to wear like leggings or just like more material. And I never thought that like, you know, shorts that had like the really flowy material or like split shorts were reserved for people like me. But it's kind of nice to like, I know that like so many people knew about Body Glide before I discovered it last year, but it's really nice to kind of like be late to the game in that sense, but kind of like be discovering it and just be able to like have that in my routine now and just be able to use that, especially in the summer, because that's when you chafe the most. But yeah, I really enjoyed that run. I thought it went really well. And yeah, we just had a full rest day on Monday. Today, we just did an easy 10K run. And then tomorrow will be the track session. So I'm recording this portion before I do the track session. So I will roll the clips of the track session, but I do know what the session will be. And so once you see these clips, I'll have done it. But it is a pretty big track session because I do have a secret to tell you at the end of this video, but I'm not sharing about it on social media for a purpose, and I'll share why. But tomorrow I'm going to be at the track and I will be doing a 2-mile warm-up followed by 3 sets of 4 times 400 meters with a 90-second recovery and then a 2-mile cool down. And so the aim is just to kind of hit 5K pace, and my coach has given me a couple of different pacing guides. So I will now roll the clips and you will see me complete this session. Hey, this is Liz from the future doing track Wednesday. Recorded the YouTube video on Tuesday, but we've got 3 sets of 4x400 meters, and we're going to start at like a 7-minute pace and hopefully get faster from there. So we're just finishing the warm-up and we'll get into it. Okay, first 400 meter, like coach said, want me to aim for like 7-minute miling, and we did 6:55. So we're going to try and keep there for the next 3. And then yeah, we'll hopefully get faster in the next 2 sets. Second 400 was 7 minutes flat, so we are right on target. Okay, third 400 of the first set, 6:58, still pretty on pace, so all good. Okay, first set done. Fourth one was 6:54. Now we're doing a lap jog recovery before Second set. Okay, second set. First 400 meter was 6:46. So coach wants me to aim for 6:50 for the second set. And then third set will be sub 6:50. So saving it all for the last set. Okay, I think second rep was 6:50. Yeah, we just got 2 more. Okay, third rep was 6:58. I think the last one might have been 6:56. I feel like my legs are still sore from last week, so yeah, just saving it for the last one, but we're gonna do 1 more rep, lap recovery, and then final set. Okay, second set done, lap recovery, and then 1 more set. First one of the third set, 6:32, going up hot. Second one, 6:31. Third one was 6:16. Holy shit, we just have 1 more. Okay, final rep was 6:02. Now just doing the cool down rep or lap, and feeling really good about that session. Really gave it my all on my last one. I'm really proud of that, really pleased, and excited for Saturday. Okay, that's the session done. There's the stats, and I will put some on the screen while I get changed. Another positive session. I think I was a bit worried in the second set because I was like hitting the same paces as the first set, but that's completely fine. I think for me what's important is like what that final set looks like, and just like proving to myself time and time again that I can execute those sessions really sensibly and not blow out in like the first set. And I think obviously like having pacing guides to follow is really helpful, but I don't know, it's sometimes hard to perceive like what pace you're going at on the track, but I do feel like I now know that there's like different gears that I can like shift into, which is really good. So yeah, all in all, I am confident that I got this session done and it all went swimmingly, and I've just been feeling really solid in my training, and the whole of like my training this week has kind of gotten a little bit rejigged around because I am doing something on Saturday, which is really exciting. But before I talk about that, I do want to talk about something that happened last week on, it was Thursday or Friday? It was Friday. I went for a medium long run and I was practicing fueling with a new gel, and this is typically what my Friday sessions have looked like. It's like a medium long run of some sort, so it gives me an opportunity to practice fueling, because in my opinion and in many people's opinions that I've learned from, you should practice fueling on any runs over an hour. It's a great way to just get your stomach more and more used to fueling, or just like trialing out new gels for the first time. Anyways, it was a pretty warm day and I wasn't wearing anything like very different. I was wearing a gray top and my purple Nike Go Biker shorts, and I've worn this outfit numerous times before, and I was running and I was having a great run, and all of a sudden I heard a honk and I looked over and there was a couple of guys in a truck catcalling me, and yeah, I couldn't hear them completely because it was like a very loud, busy morning. I also had headphones in, but they weren't like, I didn't have them on noise reduction, so I could like, I still heard the honk. I looked over, I could see them like kind of like pointing at me and like kind of like, you know, if you're a female and you've been catcalled before, you know the gist. And I just like, I don't know, I rolled and I just stopped for a second and I was just like, you know what? And I just like set my phone up and I just took a little video and I did a little outfit twirl just to be like, I'm gonna post this later today and just be like, this is the kind of outfit that apparently gets you catcalled. And the amount of engagement that it got, I mean, it was like from both like the positive side of the internet as well as the negative side of the internet. And it has like over 2,000 likes at this point. But honestly, like it has so many women commenting on it saying that like they've been in like a full-on like puffer jacket and get catcalled. And like, or they'll be like drenched from the rain wearing like a massive rain jacket with a hoodie and you're still getting honked at and catcalled. And I just like want to share this and share a snippet in this episode to say like, it is not okay regardless. And if I even read out some of these comments to you, like the ridiculous, insane comments that some people left on this video, you would be shocked. It doesn't matter what type of clothing that you're wearing, and it doesn't matter what you think of my outfit. I don't know, like I hate that like saying around like you're just asking for it, because it's just like, that's so wrong. Like I've put on these clothes and I've gotten ready for this run because I wanted to go out and have a solid run. I wanted to have my solid medium run with a 2-mile warm up and 7 miles at a steady pace. But no, we had to get harassed. I just feel like everyone loves to give their 2 cents comments about like what they think insinuates like whether or not you should be allowed to catcall. And like for me, it's just like at the end of the day, you just shouldn't harass women. You shouldn't harass anyone going for a run. And it's like the reason why you hear about all of these scary stories of like people who go out for runs and like don't end up coming home. And like that is my biggest fear. That is so many people's biggest fears. And people like this, like, make that feeling of safety just like decrease more and more. And it just like does not help anyone. And it's just this whole comment section just like really got me riled up. So I really wanted to include a snippet on this video to say, if you are even thinking about like catcalling or like honking, like just don't. Because like as well, like what are you trying to get out of it? Genuinely, what are you trying to get out of it? Like I could go on about this for ages, but I'm gonna stop because it's just no. Okay, hello, hi, I'm back. I just needed like a brief intermission because my legs got the worst pins and needles, and you know, I've been sitting here yapping for a while. So I'm gonna like bring it to a close. But I think all this to say, like I could bang on about this comment section for ages, and I have been no stranger to sharing online about how much I hate getting hate, whether it's like in my comment section or on some site online that shall not be named. It's just not, it's never a nice thing, but like in reality, there's nothing that I can do to control it. There's nothing that anyone can do to control it. And like genuinely, I could choose to take the video down, but at the same time, I think that there are a good handful of comments in there of women speaking up about how wrongful this is and like their own experiences and stories. And I've also been very open about my story with sexual assault on the podcast. And I haven't really shared about it on YouTube, but if you want to go and listen to it on the podcast, you are more than welcome to. But I am such a proponent for women's safety and just, I don't know, just like allowing women to be able to go out for a run and feel safe. And I just think that that's so important, and it should not be joked about. It should not be like, you should not leave harassing comments on another woman's post. But that is, I'm going to stop there. But yeah, if you want to go and watch it and read the comment section, it's on my Instagram and it's not a good time. Anyways, I wanted to end this video and say that for one, great week. I really enjoyed this week, and whilst I could say that this is like, whilst it technically is my highest mileage week ever, we are going to have higher mileage weeks to come. So that's very exciting. I think that my coach said that we might try and peak at like 60 miles. So we'll see where we get to with training, but so far so good. So far, everything's been feeling really great. And I've just been having a really great, I think, like approach to training, and just the mindset has changed so much. I'm definitely going to be rereading Dina Castor's book. And if you haven't yet, you have to read it, because that is the reason why I think I've had such a big mindset shift in the past year. But otherwise, I want to end this video and share the little secret that I am not telling anyone but you guys and maybe the podcast. But this Saturday morning, I'm actually going to be racing a 5K. And if you watched my last 5K race video, you might be able to guess why I am not going to be saying anything about it on social media. For one, it's not an A race, it's a B race. And I'm like still learning about like the ins and outs of running. And I feel like there's so much that like still to be learned. And so like I want to share that whilst I go through it and like just share that with you guys. But like, for example, in this instance, I am marathon training, not 5K training, even though my track sessions include some reps at 5K pace. But for me, I've had such good marathon pace sessions, especially like on the weekends and stuff. And I feel like whilst I've been able to approach those sensibly, as well as the London 10K, I do feel like I want just like another race day simulation just to like give me another chance to practice, like having those race day nerves, but like still being able to go out and execute a smart race. Now, in terms of like strategy, like obviously, for one, it's just going to be being able to go out and not blow up, I think is my biggest thing. But also just like, I think for me, the biggest thing that's really helped with mindset and just like helping calm the nerves is treating it like a workout. And like, that's how I saw the London 10K as well. And I think that that's what really helps me have a good race day at the London 10K, is like seeing it as a full workout where like a tempo workout, basically. I had done that 2-mile warm up in Green Park, and then I went and did the 10K, and then I did a 2-mile cool down in St. James's Park. And I feel like I want to have a very similar approach with that. And so that's why I kind of felt like there was no real reason to like share about it, shout about it, or anything. I think it's going to be a pretty quiet one for me. I will include that race day vlog, I guess, like race day air quotes, but just to kind of like share how that goes. And I think like really, I'm hoping that it'll be sort of like a total parallel opposite to my last 5K race vlog. And I think that I've learned so much even from then, and I'm not going to have a pacer for this one. And I'm just going to go and I'm just going to try and race it like strategically. I'm not going out for a PB. And so for me, my A goal is just to focus on having a sensible race, and like, you know, who knows what'll happen, we'll see. But I think for me, it's just going to be a good experience just to kind of like get that under my belt before my tune-up race in September, which many of you probably already know about, but also I did it last year, and also many of you might also be doing it. And so I'm going to share about that tune-up race as well soon, because that'll obviously be like another opportunity to kind of like practice that race day mentality and really like get, you know, settled into the nerves and like figure out like how to combat that and how to combat just like any tensions or anything that I feel on race day, so that I can be as prepared as possible for Chicago. But we are like, I think it's like 60 days now out from Chicago Marathon, which is pretty wild. And I have really, as I said, been enjoying this blog. I'm enjoying sharing about it on YouTube. I'm enjoying sharing about it on the podcast. And thank you so much if you tune into these videos every single week. I really, really appreciate you. And I would so appreciate if you would give this video a big thumbs up, because it really helps with the video and the channel. And if you haven't yet, please make sure to subscribe. I come out with a new video every single Friday at 10 a.m. GMT. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And yeah, look forward to next week's race day vlog. Bye.